Hey guys, it's Harley and I'm back with my July wrap up. Couple little updates first. I don't think I'm going to be doing TBRs anymore, at least not like monthly ones, because they just stress me out, guys. Like, I just feel like I have to read them all. So I'm thinking maybe like seasonal TBRs or like, you know, books I really want to get to, like those kind of TBRs. That feels a little less pressury than being like, I want to read these books in this month. So I'm going to be axing monthly TBRs. Those are gone. As you can see, I did not do one for July. But let's get into the 9 books I have to talk about. And we're going to start right off with my one and only DNF this month. Honestly, I think this month I had a pretty good reading month. So this DNF and my like 1 low star rating don't matter because the rest of the books, great. So the book I ended up DNFing was The Girl with the Make-Believe Husband by Julia Quinn. This is the second book in the, I think it was called like Roxbury series. I don't know, it's like the prequel Bridgerton series. And I ended up DNFing this one because it was just so boring. It was so boring. The last Bridgerton book that I read was Eloise's book, and I noticed the same problem in that one, but I'm like more attached to the Bridgertons, so I like pushed through it. So basically what I noticed is that she like talks around things a lot and like repeats the same thing over and over and over again, and that kind of drove me nuts. Like, I think I listened to like a whole hour or possibly 2 hours of this book, and like nothing had happened. So in this book, this girl, her brother is like a soldier in America, I believe. I read this at the beginning of the month, but I believe he's in America, but you know, they're from England, and he has met this guy while he's over there, but they are in the war together, and he's talked about him a lot in his letters to his sister, and her brother ends up going missing. So she wants to get away from, I think, like her uncle or something. I don't know. They're trying to marry her off to like her nasty cousin, and she doesn't want to. So she hops on a boat to America to come find her brother, and finds him missing, and ends up finding his like friend, roommate. I don't know if they were like roommates, but she ends up finding his friend, and he had been in an accident during the war, and he doesn't remember. I think it was like the last couple months, but to him, he feels like it was like just the other day. And he wakes up finding out that apparently him and the guy's sister are married, and he's just like, what did I miss? But he's rolling with it. She was pretending to be married to him in order to stay with him at the hospital. But yeah, like I listened to like an hour or 2 of this, and literally nothing happened. Like, he woke up, found out that they're apparently married. That was all that happened in a whole hour or 2 of this book. I wanted like something else to happen, but like I said, it just like talked around and around and around about the same things that we'd already discussed, and I was just like, I can't do this. I'm giving up on this series. This series, no more. I'll stick with Bridgerton, but this series, gone. Out of here. Now let's get into the books that I actually read this month. The first book that I finished this month was The Catch by Amy Leah, and I really enjoyed this one. I listened to a lot of audiobooks this month, okay? This one I saw somebody had read, and it looked really cute, sounded cute, so I decided to pick this one up, and I really loved it. I think I said that already. So this book is about a girl who is an influencer, and she gets offered to go to like this resort or something in Canada to like post about it. She gets there, turns out that her stay isn't planned for like another week, but she's already out here. So she ends up booking a like, well, this isn't a bed and breakfast, but she ends up booking a place to stay for the week before she can go to this resort. She gets there, and she's not really sure if this place is open, but like it said, she booked the reservation online. She gets there, and there's guy that shows up at the counter, and he says that they're closed, and she's like, well, I booked a reservation right here. And it's very grumpy hero with our little sunny main character. There's a bit of a misunderstanding. They hadn't taken down that the inn isn't open anymore, so they allow her to stay, and there's a whole family thing going on with the inn. So our guy main character and his cousin are running this inn. Their mothers are sisters and don't get along anymore. One of them wants to sell the inn, the other one wants to keep it. So they're kind of feuding. The kids both want to keep the inn but aren't sure how to. Seeming, our main character, is an influencer. She gives them tips on how to like make the place more appealing, and obviously she ends up in some kind of little relationship thing with our guy main character. They actually end up in a fake dating situation where she's pretending to be his fiance because she accidentally got him knocked off the boat, and he, was unconscious for a little bit, and like the previous book, pretended to be some kind of relation to get in and stay with him in the hospital. And their family finds out, and it spirals from there. But they end up really developing feelings for each other, and I thought they were really cute. I enjoyed them a lot, and I'm kind of interested in like checking out the series. I think they're like standalone companion novels, because this one I think was like the third book in whatever series it's called. But I really liked it. I thought it was cute. I ended up giving that one 4.25 stars. I enjoyed it a lot. The next book I really, really, really loved, and that was Funny Feelings by Tara DeWitt. This book is about a girl who is a comedian and her like manager guy. She ends up convincing him to manage her, and they develop a friendship along the way. He is also a single dad to a deaf daughter, and they kind of end up meeting because it was her birthday party and things were not going well for him, unfortunately. And our main character ended up coming in and like saving the day, and that was kind of how their relationship got cemented, was that she helped make his daughter's birthday a success, and they really developed a friendship from there. This was also another fake dating one. Lots of fake dating all in a row. She was going to go on some comedy tour for like female comedians, and to drum up like some publicity, they decided to have her fake dating her manager because he was kind of a famous comedian at one point. So yeah, just all the fake dating. I didn't even realize that till now. The book kind of goes back and forth between when they first met and then present day, and you really get to see their relationship unfold. I thought they had insane chemistry. Like, they were so good. It's a little bit of an age gap as well, because I think he's 30 something and she's like early 20s, but it was really good. And the daughter actually plays an important part, and it was really cute to see her in it. But I really love that one, and I ended up giving that one 4.75 stars. It was so good. Oh, the next book that I listened to was A Fire Endless by Rebecca Ross. This is the second book in, is it called like the Elements of Cadence series? I don't know. The first book was A River Enchanted. I listened to that book a couple months ago, I believe. I listened to it for one of my Aurelium reads, but I wanted to listen to the second book, so one, I could finish a series, which I did, and two, while it's still fresh in my mind, I wanted to get to it. So I put it on hold, and it took a little bit, but I finally got it, and I really enjoyed this one. I think I enjoyed it a little bit more than the first book. So in this one, we're on like some kind of magical island. I'm still a little confused about how it all works, because there's like spirits and stuff, but it only seems like it's this island. Like, this doesn't cross over to the mainland where Jack came from in the first book when he returned home. So, like I said, I'm confused a little bit about how the magic works and these spirits, but basically they're on this island, and there's two different warring clans. And at the end of the first book, one of our characters ends up agreeing to go to the other side, kind of like a prisoner. She's not really a prisoner, but she agrees to go with them. And everyone else is on the other side of the island. So she's over there seeing what life is like as, what were their names? It was the Breckons and like the Taurines. I want to say Tamarines, but like I'm thinking Narnia. Anyways, there's 2 warring clans. And she goes with their enemy, and like I said, she's not really a prisoner, but she's kind of a prisoner. She has freedoms, but she can't go back. And she sees how the other side lives, what it would have been like to grow up there. This one's a little hard to describe. Like, really, it's like you gotta go in and like read this book. Basically, there is a blight that is put on the lands because of the spirits due to something that one of our characters have done, and both sides have to like come together to try to figure out a way to save their people. But I really enjoyed this one. I liked seeing the other side because the first book I consider I don't remember what the hell their names are. The side our characters originally come from, I believe, is like the better side in my opinion, because they seem to value like knowledge and like kindness a little bit more. The other side seem to like value brute strength. Like, their leader always had to be looking out for themselves because people were ready to like stab them in the back and take leadership over there. So, my opinion, our original side was a good side. I really enjoyed this one though, and I ended up giving it 4 stars. The next book that I listened to was Barbarian Alien by Ruby Dixon. This is the second book in the Ice Planet Barbarian series, and I think I'm going to give it one more book to see if we actually get some plot. I'm still convinced this is just straight up smut, but I'm going to give it one more book. So basically in this series, these group of girls were taken by aliens to like breed with, and they end up crash landing on this ice planet, and these other aliens end up saving them. So in this one, they have now gone with the other group of aliens to their home, and they're kind of dealing with this new life that they have. And these other aliens, they're lacking in the females, and so they're very excited that a bunch of females have shown up and are hoping that they are mates with them. So this one follows one of our reluctant females, and it's like, I really don't want to be with any of these blue aliens, but the one, I don't know, he's kind of something. Like, he annoys me, but he kind of turns me on. So basically that's it. So basically we're following our reluctant character falling in love with her mate. And I think this series is fun, but it's not good, if you get me. I ended up giving this one 2 stars, which is the same rating I gave the first book, which is why I said I'm giving it one more book. If it's another 2-star, I'm going to axe it, because this is like a 19-book series. I just want a little plot. Smut is fun, but I want some plot. Like, who are these aliens? What about the aliens that originally took them? We haven't even heard back from them. Did the blue guys know who they are? I don't know. I just want a little plot to the smut. Just a little bit. This next book, I actually have a physical copy to hold up, and it is Well Met by Jen DeLuca. This is the first in a series. I believe it's just called the Well Met series. And this one, we follow our characters at a Renaissance festival. And I thought this was a lot of fun. I've always been interested in Renaissance festivals. I've never been to one. I don't even know if there are any around me because I've never seen or heard of them. But the things I do know, they seem like a lot of fun. So in this one, our main character, Emily, is living with her sister and her niece. They were involved in a car accident. Her niece is fine. Her sister broke her leg, so she ended up moving in with her to help take care of her until she's back on her feet. She had also just gotten dumped, and I think she lost her job around the same time. So it was I had nothing better to do. Might as well move in and help you out. So her niece wants to participate in the Renaissance fair that the school is hosting, and she gets told that your adult has to volunteer as well, which I guess was just a gimmick to see which kids actually wanted to hang out and stay. But she ends up staying and participating in this fair. She is a bar wench. And she butts heads with the guy that is organizing the whole thing. This Renaissance fair was like his brother's idea, his brother's creation, and he wants to make sure that it lives on and is like his legacy. So when Simon is his pirate character at the Renaissance fair, he's quite flirty with Emily's character, and she's getting some mixed feelings here. She's like, why are we always sniping at each other outside this fair? But like when he's dressed as that pirate, you know, it does a little something to me. And I just really enjoy them. Like, I lived for their moments together, and also, like, I understood her being so confused. Like, she was like, do we like each other? Do we not like each other? Do I only like him when he's in that pirate outfit? I don't know. But I thought that they were really cute together, and I thought it was really fun. And I loved the Renaissance element. I loved diving a little bit deeper into both of their characters because, like I said, Emily just got out of a relationship and she kind of learned, she put everything on hold for a man. And Simon is also dealing with like some personal trauma, and Emily is also trying to figure out where she goes after her stint with her sister is done. But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I ended up giving this 4.75 stars because there was the little conflict at the end. Use your words, people. Use your words. But otherwise, I really enjoyed this, and I almost gave it 5 stars because it was so good. And I'm super excited to go into the next book in the series. The next book, though, was a 5 stars, and I was obsessed with it, and I was so sad once it was over. This one I also have a physical book of, but I did listen to the audiobook as well, and that is Forget Me Not by Julie Soto. This book was so good. Like, oh. Anyways, this one is about our main character, Amma. I did read this one and the last one back to back, and the names did confuse me a little bit. So our main character, Amma, is a wedding planner. With her mother being an expert at weddings, Amma here ends up like learning the ins and outs of how to plan a wedding. So she becomes a wedding planner, and she cross paths with our male main character, Elliot. He kind of a little bit reluctantly got involved with his father's floral business. He actually wanted to go be an architect, but his father got sick, so he had to come home to help him. And eventually the shop was going to end up being his anyways. And he does actually really like being a florist. He learns eventually. But they cross paths, and this is another one where like their chemistry was just so good. It was so good. Like this man, he is everything. He is perfect. He is amazing. I love him. So this one also is like a dual timeline. We get scenes from her perspective in the present day, and we get his perspective in the past. So we get to see how they met, how they got into a relationship, how they broke up, and how they come back together. So Amma ends up getting like the wedding of the year. She is going to be planning the wedding for this super famous influencer that she actually uses her makeup line, so like she already knew her. But one of the brides is a family friend of Elliot's, and they're using him as the florist. And these two have not crossed paths since they broke up. So they are forced to come back together, and just like I said, the chemistry between them, so amazing. And like nobody knew that they were together, but like when things would happen, he would know things about her. Obviously they had to have some kind of connection. If I had to recommend one book for you to read, this one was so good. This one was so good. I love this book. Like I said, chemistry, amazing. I did catch at the end that we see the like next character in this. This is also like a companion series, I think. Standalone companion series. Because I know the next book has to do with music. Because I remember seeing them like on the cover. And at the end of this, we meet a guy who is a cellist. So I'm like, oh. So I'm hoping that we get to see these two maybe make a little cameo in the next book. But yes, 5 out of 5 stars. Love this one. So good. So good. The next book that I picked up, I wanted to pick up in June, and I just did not get to it. And that is Woven by Gold by Elizabeth Helen. This is the second book in the Beasts of the Briar series. And this is like a Beauty and the Beast kind of inspired fae story. Our main character is from the human world, and she goes into the fae realm after her father, because he has disappeared, and she finds him being held prisoner in a palace with 4 fae princes who are cursed to become wolves. So in this one, our main character, Rosalina, is trying to get back into the fae realm because she has been banished by one of our princes at the end of the first book. And her father end up going back into the fae realms because the other 3 princes find out that she did not willingly want to leave, and they want her back because she is their girl. And this series is just like a fun, silly, goofy time. Like, these books are thick, okay? Thick 'em. And I loved every, like, bit of it. I would say this is a very much like a character-driven story. Like, if you love the characters, you'll love this series. Don't go in it just for the plot. But I really loved seeing each of these characters and their relationships growing throughout this book. We finally get some mate answers in this book, and some like build up and just tension, just all the things. I'm excited for book 3 though, because it's giving spring vibes. This one had autumn vibes, and we were in the autumn realm, and we had a lot of like Farian in this book. So I'm hoping if book 3 looks springy, book 3 is about my man Ezrin, because he's my favorite and I need him to take off his damn helmet. I need to know what he looks like, okay? Him in the helmet. There was a helmet scene. There was a scene with helmet where... Okay, first of all, let's talk about my man Ezrin for a minute, okay? This man walks around in his armor like all the damn time. They have something in the spring realm where like only your mate is allowed to see your face, and there was a scene where he wanted to kiss her so desperately he punched out the light so they were in complete darkness, and he had me going. And then there was another scene later on where he just could not contain himself, and he had her close her eyes, and he put his helmet on her backwards so she couldn't see, and like, I love him, okay? I want him to take the helmet off. I want the helmet gone. I enjoyed the scenes with the helmet, but I want the helmet gone. I want to know, what's he look like under that helmet? But yes, I really am enjoying this series, and you can bet I ordered all the new editions because I need a matching set. And I heard what was like the 5th book, I believe, isn't going to be printed in this like indie copy. I only own the first 2, so I was like, okay, I'll get all the new editions. But I'm so excited for these. I just love this series. I think it's just so much fun. So yeah, I gave this one 4 stars. And you know what? The last book, I do own a copy. I just realized I never fixed my dragon when I cleaned. There. Let's just, there. Now he looks better, okay? The last book that I read in July was for my Aurelium prompt for the month, which I forgot what I was doing. I don't remember what I was supposed to be doing. But my prompt was to read a book published before I was born. So I ended up picking up Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie, and I listened to the audiobook version of this. I do have a physical copy that, as you can see, it's lived through some stuff. I mean, like, the cover's bent. Look at the pages. Look, I spilled stuff on it. The pictures are falling. The pictures aren't even in the book. My book is taped. This book has seen some stuff. Like, my books, I keep in, like, pristine condition. This one's seen some stuff. This one, actually, I don't even use this as an actual book anymore. I've started using this as a journaling book. I've ended up using this book as, like, a journaling scrapbook book. So I will rip pages out from my journal and use them, because this book has no more life. this book is falling apart. It's dying. It's stuck together. So I gave it new life as my journaling book now. So I read this book when the movie came out back in like 2003. And basically all I remember from that time reading it was that I could not actually read it. Me and my friend decided we were going to read it together one night when she was like spending the night. And we were taking turns like reading the chapters. And I got to part with Tinkerbell and she would say, "You silly ass." And it would just trigger me and I would be in a fit of giggles. And that was no different this time. Every time it happened, I would just giggling. So yeah, so basically she ended up reading this whole book to me because I couldn't stop laughing. But I love the movie. And reading this made me think of the movie so much. Like I had full-on visions of the movie. And just this Peter Pan movie, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's so good. But yeah, like I had full-on visions of scenes. This scene, saw that. Let's be real, we all had a crush on this man. But yeah, no, I had a really good time with this book. I thought it was really fun. Originally, I did give it 5 stars, but I lowered my rating to a 4-star because there are some like silly, goofy things in this. But overall, the vibes were very fun. So if you don't know Peter Pan, I don't know where you've been living. But basically, we have this boy who never wanted to grow up, who ends up in this land called Neverland. And he can fly. There's fairies. He ends up taking our little family of characters, John, Michael, and Wendy, to Neverland. And they have some adventures with some pirates. And yeah, that's basically it. I did enjoy this one, so I gave it 4 stars. And those are the books that I read in July. My favorite is definitely Forget Me Not. But I also loved like most of these books. Like I gave Woven by Gold 4 stars, but like I love this book. Like I feel like there's different ratings. There's like 5-star, this book was really good. There's 5-star, this book was amazing, the best thing I've ever read. But there's like 4 stars that are like, I liked it, it was fun. But then there's like 4 stars that are like up there with the 5-star amazing. I don't make the rules. But yeah, so I would definitely recommend Woven by Gold, Forget Me Not, Well Met, The Catch, Funny Feelings. Mostly all of these except for my DNF and my 2-star read. So hopefully you guys read something like really amazing in July. I did suffer from like 2 months of reading slump. So I think I'm out of it finally, which means for any of you that watched previous videos, I'm going back to Sunrise on the Reaping. I'm going to finish that in August. I swear. I'm going to. I didn't want to pick it up while I was in the midst of the reading slump because I didn't want to dampen the enjoyment. But that is it for this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.